So in track 3, what people are learning is how to design a transformational training. And they learn the process of transformational design. They use the empowerment methodology, the 4-part methodology in the design. They can design anything from a 1-day training to a 2-day training to a year-long training. But the goal is to build a transformational design. What we have found as we've been delivering this work for so many years is that most people never have any thought about transformational design or the architecture of transformation. So this is a design skill set which enables you to create a transformational experience as opposed to an educational experience where you just convey information and people learn things. In this, you learn actually how to guide people through a transformational experience around the content that you wish to deliver. And that content could be, sales, or it could be mathematics if you're a 5th grade teacher, or it could be communication skills, or it could be enabling women to learn how to re-enter back into the workforce. Whatever the subject is, and there's a lot of training out there, very few have learned the process of designing a transformational process and a large, not just a single process, but the whole transformational experience. It's an art form, and Gail and I have designed many training programs over the years and realized that it's a very, very rare skill to know how to do that well. And some people come to us with content already, and some people come to us with an idea. And we help them go through the process of shaping it. It starts with the interview. And this is a very important part, because I interview everyone and I ask them very specific business type questions, like tell me who your market is, and tell me what your current aspirations are, and tell me how you think you are going to use this training. And I try to help them sort of shape it as a business proposition, because you're building a product that you have to have a market for, and you have to be capable and credible to sell it to an audience that you're targeting. So it's almost an hour of free business consulting to start with, and we shape the product that wants to be designed by them. And in some cases I say, you know what, you shouldn't be setting up your own training. Come and do track 2, which is already pre-developed for you. It's too demanding a path, because most of the people that set up their own trainings, there's a big level of many hurdles to build a quality product, and most of them won't get there. And if they've already got one, great, then we can build a transformational engine. But unless they're really specific about content, they got to deliver this content, and they have some basic capability as a trainer, which we also test out, then we try to encourage them to go into track 2 or even track 1. But if they meet those criteria, then this is a very powerful vehicle, because they can design something and accelerate their business development by years, if not achieve something they could never have achieved without it. So it starts with the interview. Then after the interview, they go into the Empowerment Institute, the first session, and they learn the basic methodology, the model, how to empower the space, all the basics of this empowerment work that we do. And then on the last day of that first training, they go into design. And we lay out a template on how to begin to think about the design of your training. They already know what they want to work on. Now they're beginning to lay out the framework, a set of questions, like the purpose. What are the new beliefs people will come away with if they've gone through this process, which demonstrates a transformational change. They now have a new set of beliefs that they didn't have before as a result of this, or a new set of behaviors that they're now coming away with. So we work them through a series of questions that begin to lay out the framework. We begin to frame out some of the processes. It's like building a house, so to speak. We're framing it right now. We're not fleshing it out. Then they go away with this framework. they have, and a vision of what they want it to feel like and look like and be like if they're successful and when they're successful. Then they go and design. Now they're in architecture mode, or architecting, if you will. And my job is to coach them. And this is the toughest part. This is why we try to discourage people from going down this path unless they really have the stomach for design and iteration and redesign after feedback, because they'll come back with their first design and it's 20% of what they need. And so I have to send them back and tell them where they need to make changes. It's a robust process. Then they come back again. Usually they're pretty close the second time because we've honed them in, and I've also helped them think from a business point of view, do a one day. So I'm giving them a lot of design templates so they can get there quickly. Like, for example, there's these two doctors that wanted to create a behavioral change program around healthcare, individual personalized healthcare. So one of the things they used was our module from our empowerment workshop on the body. And they used another module from our empowerment workshop on how to work with core beliefs, and another module on how to work with personal power. And so when they pieced it together around their content, they had a lot of these already pre-existing templates available to them. So it really accelerated the process. After they've designed it, they then have to deliver it. And they have to deliver it for 32 hours. Sometimes it's two trainings for 2 days each. Sometimes it's one training with follow-up coaching. Sometimes it's one training delivered maybe in a 1 day to get the basics across, and then it might be 7 3-hour sessions. But they need to put in 32 hours to practice so that we're comfortable that they've learned how to deliver this, and they've got some basic competency in this particular training and in using the methodology. If the person isn't fundamentally transformed through this experience, then and they've come out with a new worldview, a new set of possible behaviors that they're ready to adopt, a stretch in their willingness to see themselves or the world, then we haven't done our job. And we can do that around any topic. And that's what one of the things people get out of this track 3.